So welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to do something a little different than our regular channeled message and collective reading. I'm a certified coach in superconscious recode through conscious education. I'm trained in powerful subconscious and superconscious transformation methods designed to create rapid and lasting change. Today we're going to step into a deeper collective activation. And the collective structure recode that we're going to work with is for money, abundance, and expansion. So, hello, Spirit speaking. The foundation of this work is very simple. It's all about helping you live a life filled with more love, more joy, more ease, and fewer unnecessary struggles. Not by forcing yourself forward, not by overriding who you are, but by gently updating what no longer needs to limit you. You see, each one of us is living inside two realities. You have your current reality, the life you're experiencing right now. And then there's your desired reality, the life that you would truly love to experience. I'd like you to just pause for a moment. If you could experience the financial stability you want, what would that look like? And more importantly, what would it feel like? Perhaps relief, freedom, calm, confidence, and it would give you more choices. So let that desired reality come into focus. And gently notice your current reality, without judgment, without shame, and simple awareness. Is there a distance between where you are and where you would love to be? That distance is not failure, it's structure. So in between your current reality and your desired reality, there is always a structure. And that structure tends to operate in one of three ways. You may feel stuck, as though nothing shifts no matter what you try. You may feel oscillating, where you move forward and then something pulls you back again. You can liken that to a rocking chair, back and forth, back and forth. Or you may feel flowing, where movement feels natural and sustainable. Notice which one feels most familiar to you. And if you're comfortable, you can put a comment below that says stuck, oscillating, or flowing. Now, if you've experienced moving forward and then being pulled back, hear this clearly. That does not mean that you're incapable. It doesn't mean that you lack discipline. And it does not mean that something is wrong. There is a deeper mechanism at work. Between the ages of 0 and 7, your nervous system was highly impressionable. You were absorbing your environment. You were learning. How do I belong? What is safe for me? What creates tension? And where do I need to be in order to remain connected to my tribe? So for a child, belonging equals survival. What you absorbed was not failure, it was an adaptation. Your parents were navigating life with the awareness and resources that they had, doing the very best that they could. Your ancestors carried forward what helped them endure. Your inherited intelligence, your inherited protection. And now you are refining what no longer needs to operate in the same ways. Your unconscious mind represents a survival intelligence. As long as you have survived with a certain program, it considers that program successful, so it continues running it. And this is why you can consciously desire one thing and unconsciously recreate another. There are really 6 common survival identities that structure organizes around. Some of the 6 sabotaging identities are I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not capable, I'm insignificant, I'm not perfect, or I don't belong. These were early conclusions that made it in order to stay safe. They made sense at the time, and now we'll allow them to update. So we're going to be using a metaphor, and why we use metaphor, there's something too important to understand before we move into the recode. The unconscious mind doesn't primarily learn through logic. It learns through experience, through repetition, through emotion, and through association. And it communicates through images and symbols. That's why you can know something logically and still feel pulled back into an old pattern. Because logic speaks to the conscious mind, but imagery, emotion, and symbolism speak directly to the unconscious. Metaphor is one of the fastest ways to communicate with the deeper parts of the mind. Because metaphor bypasses argument, it bypasses overthinking, and it gives the unconscious a clear visual map for change. So I'm going to offer you a metaphor now, not because this is fantasy, but because your inner system understands its symbolism. And when the symbolism shifts, structures can shift with it. So as you listen, don't force it, just let yourself see it. Allow yourself to feel it, and that's enough. So this is called the forest metaphor. Imagine that you are standing at the edge of a forest. There is a pathway in front of you. This path represents your financial life. Further down the path, you can see a light breaking through the trees. That light represents your desired reality, stability, ease, and sustainable flow. Now, as you begin walking slowly along the path, just take notice. At some point, there's something blocking the way. It may have been a fallen tree, some thick brush, or large stones. You cannot move forward because something is obstructing the path. Now just hold that image. Now imagine that as this structure is recoded, sunlight begins to filter through the trees. The light will grow stronger, and where the brush is thick, it softens. Where the stones sit in the way, they gradually settle back into the earth. And where a fallen tree blocks the path, it gently breaks down and returns to the forest floor. Nothing is forced, nothing is torn apart. The light simply restores the pathway. The ground becomes level, the path becomes stable. Forward movement becomes natural again. So we're going to take a moment just before we get transition into the recode, and I want you to get really comfortable by taking some slow, deep breaths inwards and exhale through your mouth. Really let your body just feel into the relaxation. Let your body register the image and let the metaphor settle into your awareness. And when you can clearly see it in your mind, the path, the light, and what's in the way, then we'll be ready to begin. And now that you can see clearly the metaphor, the structure has been regulating your current reality. Today we're not fighting it, we're going to update it. I want you to just sit quietly for a moment and we'll begin. So as we begin, I'm just going to ask for your permission to connect with your higher self for the purpose of updating this resistance. It'll be only for your highest benefit and only in alignment with your highest timeline. If you agree, just say yes or allow that permission now. Thank you. Superconscious, are you there? Superconscious, do you see the metaphor of the forest? I'm connecting with the conscious field in your higher self. Superconscious, can you see the resistance to I'm not good enough? Do you see the resistance to I'm not perfect? Superconscious, do you see the resistance to I'm not worthy? I ask that you do a massive change history in everything that's needed. I ask that you tag memories 1, 2, and 3, any tandem memories, ego aspects, part-time personalities, protector-controller, wounded, inner child. And I ask that you do a massive change history and ground these into the matrix of the universe. Thank you very much. Superconscious, can you identify the primary structure that's regulating the resistance? Please release any outdated beliefs and definitions and do a massive change history across past, present, and future. Superconscious, can you go back to the original event? I ask that you go back to the original event and clear any inherited family limitations, broken agreements, and resolve emotional imprints. I ask that you do a massive change history for anything that's needed. Please tag memories 1, 2, and 3 in any tandem memories. And I ask that you ground these into the matrix of the universe. Superconscious, can you please help resolve and protective intentions Release any outdated beliefs, any inherited feelings or patterns, any loyalty to struggle. I ask that you do a massive change history and ground these into the matrix of the universe. Superconscious, do you see the wounded and the inner child? I ask that you do a massive change history. Please tag memories 1, 2, and ground them into the matrix of the universe. Superconscious, do you see the identity that I don't deserve? I ask that you do a massive change history and everything that's needed. I ask that you tag any ego aspects, shadow aspects, and ground them into the matrix of the universe. Please take a deep breath in. Take a nice deep breath. Superconscious, please update any limiting definitions connected to this theme. Recode any association between expansion and danger. Please scan and update any part-time personalities. The people pleaser, perfectionist. Please scan for family history. I want you to create a massive change history and everything that's needed and ground them into the matrix of the universe. Superconscious, can you update body systems and chakras where this resistance is stored? Increase nervous system capacity for expansion. Initiate a massive change history around whatever created this resistance. Please touch memory 1, 2, and 3. Any tandem memories, any ego aspects, part-time personalities involved. And ground these into the matrix of the universe. Please ground this recalibration into the matrix. Complete this update now. Superconscious, thank you. I'd like you now to take a small, slow, deep breath and gently exhale. The field has been adjusted and a new pattern has been woven into the matrix. Please allow it to settle. Let it to breathe. And let the new structure reveal itself naturally. And I just want you to take a moment before we close to notice where your resistance is now from your current reality to your desired reality, and what your number would be and how much this has perhaps changed after the recode. You may give it a little few minutes and then take a moment just to ponder on this. And I'd like to thank you once again for being here. And please put a comment in if you like the recode sessions. I can add more of them in the future. If this message has resonated with you, I'll see you Sundays and Wednesdays at 5:30 for the next collective readings. Until then, follow gently, and together we will rise.